Hey everyone, and welcome back to my design workshop. Today we're diving into the wonderful world of plants and how the perfect plant holder can make all the difference in your home. I truly believe that bringing a touch of nature indoors can completely transform a space, making it feel more alive, more welcoming, and more you. Just like finding the right furniture or the perfect paint color, choosing the right plant holder is all about adding those personal touches that make your home uniquely yours. And the best part, you don't have to be a crafting expert to create something beautiful and functional. Whether you love the modern farmhouse look like me, something more boho chic, or even a sleek industrial vibe, we've got a DIY plant holder project for you. We'll be using simple materials, most of which you probably already have around the house. And trust me, if I can do it, you can too. So let's roll up our sleeves, get those creative juices flowing, and add some greenery and style to our homes. Our first project is perfect for adding a touch of bohemian charm to your space, a macrame plant hanger. Now don't let the word macrame scare you off. It might look intricate, but it's all about mastering a few basic knots. I promise it's easier than it looks, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be wanting to macrame everything. To start, you'll need some macrame cord. You can find this at most craft stores, and it comes in all sorts of beautiful colors. Next, choose a pot for your plant. Terracotta pots have that classic earthy look, but feel free to get creative. A vintage teacup or even a mason jar would look amazing too. Now for the fun part, the knotting. We'll start with a simple lark's head knot to attach the cord to your ring or dowel, which will be the top of your hanger. From there, we'll move on to square knots, the workhorse of macrame. Don't worry, we'll go through each step slowly and clearly. As you create your knots, be sure to keep them nice and even and don't pull them too tight. Remember, we want that relaxed, bohemian feel. You can add beads or other embellishments as you go for a personal touch. Once you've reached your desired length, finish with a gathering knot at the bottom to create a cradle for your pot. And there you have it, your very own macrame plant hanger, ready to add a touch of handmade charm to your home. Hang it in front of a window, let those plants soak up the sunshine and enjoy the view. There's something so satisfying about creating something beautiful with your own two hands, don't you think? Now, for those of you who love a good upcycling project, this next one is for you. We're going to take those empty tin cans, the ones we usually toss in the recycling bin, and turn them into stylish plant holders. It's sustainable, budget-friendly, and a great way to add a touch of rustic charm to your home. The first step is to give those cans a good wash and make sure there are no sharp edges. Safety first. Always, once they're clean and dry, it's time to get creative. You can leave them as they are for a more industrial look, or wrap them in twine, fabric scraps, or even pretty paper for a softer touch. If you're feeling crafty, try decoupaging pattern napkins or scrapbook paper onto the cans. It's a simple technique that yields beautiful results. Just apply a thin layer of decoupage glue to the can, carefully smooth on your paper, and then seal it with another layer of glue on top. For a touch of whimsy, try painting the cans in bright, cheerful colors. You can create stripes, polka dots, or even fun geometric patterns. Let your imagination run wild, and don't forget about those little details. A bit of twine tied around the rim or a cute tag with the plant's name adds that extra bit of charm. Once your cans are all dressed up, add a layer of drainage material at the bottom, like gravel or small stones. This will help prevent your plants from getting waterlogged. Then fill them with soil, pop in your favorite herbs, succulents or small plants, and voila! You've got yourself a whole collection of unique and eco-friendly plant holders that are full of personality. Who knew something so simple could look so good? If you're drawn to that warm, inviting farmhouse aesthetic, then you're going to love this next project, a DIY wooden crate planter. It's simple, it's rustic, and it's a great way to add a touch of nature to your porch, patio, or even your living room. Now, the beauty of this project is that you can use either new or reclaimed wood. Head to your local hardware store or lumberyard, or get creative and repurpose an old crate you have lying around. There's something so charming about giving old wood a new life, don't you think? Once you've got your crate, give it a good cleaning and sanding. We want that rustic look, but we also want it to be smooth and splinter-free. Next, decide whether you want to stain or paint your crate. A dark walnut stain will give it that classic farmhouse feel, while a bright, cheerful paint color can add a pop of personality to your space. Before you plant directly into the crate, it's important to add a liner. This will protect the wood from moisture and prevent any soil from leaking out. You can use a heavy-duty plastic sheet, or for a more natural look, try lining the crate with burlap or landscaping fabric. Now comes the fun part, planting. Wooden crates are incredibly versatile. You can use them to create a stunning herb garden, a colorful display of flowers, or even a mini vegetable patch. Imagine fresh tomatoes and basil growing right outside your kitchen door. Once your plants are in, water them well and find the perfect spot for your new crate planter. It's amazing how such a simple project can add so much character and charm to your home, isn't it? For our next project, we're going a little bit modern, a little bit industrial, and a whole lot stylish. We're going to be working with concrete to create planters with a sleek, minimalist look that's perfect for showcasing your favorite succulents or air plants. Now, I know what you might be thinking, concrete? Isn't that a bit messy? But trust me, it's easier than you think, and the results are so worth it. Plus, there's something really satisfying about working with your hands and creating something beautiful from scratch. For this project, you'll need a quick-setting concrete mix, which you can find at any hardware store. You'll also need 2 containers of different sizes to create the mold for your planter. The larger container will be the outer mold, and the smaller container will form the cavity where you'll plant. To get that smooth, professional finish, it's important to thoroughly grease both containers with cooking spray or petroleum jelly. This will prevent the concrete from sticking and make it easy to remove the molds later on. Once your molds are prepped, mix your concrete according to the package instructions. We're going for a smooth, pourable consistency, not too thick, not too runny. Now, slowly pour the concrete into the larger container, filling it about halfway. Then, carefully press the smaller container down into the center of the concrete, creating the cavity for your plant. Now comes the hardest part, waiting. You'll need to let your concrete planter cure for at least 24 hours, or even longer depending on the size and thickness. This allows the concrete to harden properly. Once it's completely cured, you can gently remove the molds. And there you have it, your very own concrete planter, ready to add a touch of modern industrial style to your home. You can leave it as is for a minimalist look, or get creative and personalize it with paint, stencils, or even gold leaf for a touch of glam. Let's switch gears a bit and explore a softer side of plant holders, fabric hanging planters. These beauties are perfect for adding a touch of color, texture, and whimsy to your space. And the best part is they can be made using leftover fabric scraps or even old clothing, making them both eco-friendly and budget-conscious. The key to a successful fabric planter is choosing the right material. You'll want something sturdy that can hold its shape, like canvas, denim, or even an old tablecloth. If you're using a thinner fabric, consider doubling it up for extra strength. Once you've chosen your fabric, it's time to decide on a design. You can keep it simple with a classic round shape, or get creative with geometric patterns, scallops, or even fringe. If you're new to sewing, don't worry, these planters can be easily hand-stitched, or you can use fabric glue for a no-sew option. To create a hanging planter, you'll need to cut 2 identical pieces of fabric in your desired shape. Then, with right sides facing in, sew or glue around the edges, leaving a small opening for turning. Turn your fabric right side out, gently poke out the corners and press flat. Now for the hanging part, you can use rope, twine, leather cord, or even old belts for a touch of upcycled charm. Simply cut your chosen material to your desired length, fold it in half and knot the ends together to form a loop. To attach the hanging loop to your planter, thread it through the opening you left for turning. Hand stitch or glue the opening closed, securing the loop in place. Finally, add your plant, hang it up, and admire your handiwork. Fabric hanging planters are a beautiful and versatile way to add a touch of personality to any room. Plus, they're a great way to give new life to old fabrics. If you're short on floor space but still want to create a stunning plant display, then a ladder plant stand is the perfect solution. It's a stylish and functional way to display multiple plants in a vertical arrangement, adding height and dimension to any room. Building your own ladder plant stand might sound daunting, but I promise it's easier than you think. You can use pre-cut lumber from the hardware store for a streamlined look, or get creative and repurpose old ladders, pallets, or even bamboo poles for a more rustic vibe. Once you've gathered your materials, it's time to start building. If you're using lumber, measure and cut the pieces to your desired size, creating 2 ladder sides and several shelves. Using wood glue and screws, attach the shelves to the ladder sides, ensuring they're level and evenly spaced. If you're using repurposed materials, you can get creative with the design. Old ladders can be leaned against a wall for a charmingly haphazard look, while pallets can be disassembled and reconfigured into unique plant stands. Now for the fun part, adding your plants. Ladder plant stands offer endless possibilities for creative arrangements. You can group plants with similar light and water requirements together, or mix and match different textures, colors, and heights for a dynamic display. Trailing plants, like pothos or spider plants, look stunning cascading down the sides of the ladder, while succulents and cacti add a touch of desert chic. Don't be afraid to experiment and have fun with it. The beauty of a ladder plant stand is that you can easily rearrange your plants as they grow or as your style evolves. It's a fantastic way to maximize your vertical space and create a stunning focal point in any room. Plus, it's a great conversation starter. Sometimes, it's the simplest things that can make the biggest impact. Take terracotta pots, for example. They're classic, affordable, and readily available, but they can sometimes feel a little, well, plain. That's where a little paint comes in. Transforming those humble terracotta pots with a splash of color is a fun and easy way to add a touch of personality to your plant babies and make them truly your own. The possibilities are endless. You can create bold geometric patterns, delicate floral designs, or even whimsical animal motifs. Before you start painting, it's a good idea to give your terracotta pots a quick clean with soap and water and let them dry completely. This will ensure the paint adheres properly and prevents any dirt or dust from showing through. Now for the fun part, choosing your paint. Acrylic paints work best for terracotta pots as they're water resistant and come in a rainbow of colors. You can also use spray paint for a quicker, more even finish, but be sure to work in a well-ventilated area. Once you've got your paint, let your imagination run wild. If you're new to painting, start with simple designs like stripes, polka dots, or even just a solid color block. You can use painter's tape to create crisp lines and geometric patterns, or embrace the imperfections and go for a more freehand look. For a touch of elegance, try using metallic paint like gold, silver, or copper. These colors add a touch of glam to any space and look stunning paired with green foliage. And don't forget about those little details. A hand-painted rim or a few delicate dots can make all the difference. Once your paint is dry, you can plant directly into your newly decorated terracotta pots or add a layer of sealant for extra protection, especially if you're using them outdoors. It's amazing how a little paint can transform something so ordinary into something so unique and special. Who knew those little wine corks could be so versatile? We're about to embark on a project that's equal parts adorable and eco-friendly, crafting tiny succulent planters from recycled wine corks. These miniature masterpieces are perfect for adding a touch of greenery to your desk, bookshelf, or even your bathroom windowsill. The beauty of this project lies in its simplicity. Start by gathering your materials, wine corks, of course. A small drill bit, some potting soil specifically formulated for succulents or cacti, and a selection of tiny succulent cuttings. Using your drill bit, carefully create a small cavity in the top of each wine cork. You want the hole to be deep enough to accommodate the roots of your succulent cutting, but not so deep that it goes all the way through the cork. Next, fill each cork cavity with a bit of potting soil, gently pressing it down to create a stable base for your succulent. Now carefully insert a small succulent cutting into the soil-filled cavity, making sure the roots are well covered. And that's it. You've created the cutest little succulent planter imaginable. Arrange your cork planters on a decorative tray. Place them in a shallow dish or even glue magnets to the back and display them on your refrigerator for a touch of living art. These miniature gardens require minimal watering, making them perfect for forgetful plant parents. Just a few drops of water every week or two will keep your succulents happy and thriving. Wine cork succulent planters are a delightful way to add a touch of whimsy and greenery to any space, and they make unique and thoughtful gifts too. They're a testament to the fact that even the smallest things can have a big impact. Sometimes the best designs are the simplest ones. Let's strip away the fuss and embrace the natural beauty of basket planters. These timeless treasures bring a touch of warmth, texture, and organic charm to any space, blending seamlessly with a variety of decor styles, from bohemian to rustic to minimalist. The beauty of basket planters lies in their versatility. You can find them in a wide range of shapes, sizes, and materials, from classic woven wicker to sleek modern designs. Choose baskets with handles for a touch of rustic charm, or opt for sleek, low-profile baskets for a more contemporary feel. Before you start planting, it's important to consider the material of your basket. If it's made from natural fibers like wicker or rattan, you'll need to add a liner to prevent water damage. You can use a plastic liner specifically designed for planters, or get creative and repurpose a waterproof fabric bag, or even a shower curtain liner. Once your basket is lined, it's time to get planting. Baskets are incredibly versatile and can accommodate a wide range of plants, from trailing vines to flowering annuals to lush ferns. For a dramatic statement, choose a large basket and create a mixed planter with a variety of textures, colors, and heights. Trailing plants like pothos, philodendron, or spider plants look stunning, cascading over the sides of a basket, adding a touch of movement and dimension. For a pop of color, try planting bright geraniums, petunias, or impatiens. And don't forget about the power of foliage. Ferns, peace lilies, and snake plants add a touch of lush greenery and purify the air. Basket planters are a beautiful and effortless way to bring the outdoors in, adding a touch of warmth, texture, and life to any space. They're a reminder that sometimes the simplest things are truly the most beautiful. Short on floor space? No problem. Let's take our love of plants vertical with a project that's both stylish and space-saving, creating clay pot wall planters. This DIY is perfect for those small nooks and crannies that need a touch of greenery, like kitchens, bathrooms, or even hallways. The beauty of this project lies in its adaptability. You can tailor it to fit any space and aesthetic, choosing clay pots in various sizes and finishes to complement your existing decor. Terracotta pots offer a classic earthy vibe, while glazed pots in vibrant hues add a touch of modern flair. To create your wall planter, you'll need a few basic materials. Clay pots in your desired sizes, leather straps or sturdy rope, small metal rings or carabiners for hanging, and a drill with a masonry bit if you're drilling into a hard surface like brick or concrete. Begin by measuring and cutting your leather straps or rope to your desired length. Keep in mind that you'll need enough length to wrap around the pot and create a secure loop for hanging. If you're using leather, you can add a touch of rustic charm by using a leather punch to create holes for threading the rope, or using decorative buckles for a more polished look. Once your straps are ready, carefully thread them through the drainage holes of your clay pots, ensuring they're centered and secure. You can use a dab of hot glue or fabric glue to secure the straps in place if needed. Attach a metal ring or carabiner to the loop of each strap, creating a secure hanging point. Now comes the fun part: planting. Wall planters are ideal for showcasing trailing plants like pothos, spider plants, or string of pearls, allowing their foliage to cascade gracefully downwards. Herbs also thrive in wall planters, adding a touch of freshness and fragrance to your kitchen. Hang your clay pot wall planters on hooks, nails, or even a decorative ladder for a stunning vertical garden display. They're a fantastic way to maximize your vertical space. Add a touch of life to bare walls and create a unique focal point in any room. Plus, they're a great conversation starter. Well, there you have it, friends. 10 DIY plant holder projects to add a touch of greenery, style, and personality to your home. I hope these ideas have inspired you to get creative and see the potential in everyday objects. Remember, creating a beautiful and inviting home doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Sometimes the simplest projects, made with love and a little imagination, are the ones that bring us the most joy. So gather your materials, put on some good music, and let's get planting. And remember, it's not about perfection, it's about creating a space that reflects your unique style and brings you happiness. Don't forget to share photos of your creations with me. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, happy crafting, and remember, there's no place like home, especially when it's filled with plants.